Hello, this is Gyarados Army. This is our first video, and today we're going to be doing a deck profile of my Volcanion and Volcanion EX deck. Just to let you know, in the future, we're going to be doing more deck profiles, different sealed Pokemon product openings, maybe even online videos. I'm not sure, but so
soon we'll be doing maybe a Mega Blastoise deck profile.
maybe
over
Mega
there.
Exam. We even have some other ones. We have like. So we have a
Eradicate
friend.
Break.
We have a friend who has Night March and Eradicate Break expanded decks. So, well, we might think about doing that, especially Mega Exam and Mega Blastoise will probably be coming soon, along with some other openings this weekend, maybe. So this is a really important deck to the meta right now. It's probably the best fire deck, and it features. It's basically double Volcanions, the Volcanion EX and what people call Baby Volcanion, which is a regular rare version. And surprisingly, this regular rare Volcanion is the main attacker of the deck. It's mainly because of the Power Heater attack. For 1 energy, you do Power Heater for 20 damage. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. Attach the Fire Energy from your card from your discard pile to each of those Pokemon. So it's a very good starting attack, especially if you go second into a first turn, because you're going to be getting energy into the discard pile in certain ways, which we'll talk about. Especially through this. This Volcanion is extremely important to the deck. It has a really interesting ability called Steam Up. Once during your turn for your attack, discard a Fire Energy card from your hand, and if you do, your basic Fire Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage, which is really good. So a lot of the time you're going to be wanting using this Baby Volcanion with Steam Artillery attack for 100, and using Steam Up to pile on the damage, which you could do multiple times in a turn if you have multiple Volcanion EXs.
Also, if you want to discard energy, you can just play Ultra Ball over here, which is discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon.
Well,
discard 2 energies, and there you go.
Well,
also, we have energy retrievals.
We'll get to that later. So, another main attacker that you're going to want to use, especially late game. We'll get into everything later about like all the different ways you can support. But Flareon has a really good ability. It's really good for playing down and just immediately attacking basically. Or you can play Ninja Boy, which we'll talk about later. But it has the ability Flash Fire. Once during your turn before you attack, you can move a Fire Energy card from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Really good, because the attack Blaze Bowl is really similar to like Raikou's and Keldeo EX's attack. It's basically 3 colorless for 50, and it does 20 more damage for each Fire Energy attached to this Pokemon. So you could do 110 base if you do 3 Fire. Or you can stack on the damage even more. I've had a crazy game where I was hitting for like over 200 damage with this attack because I was getting powered on the bench or something.
Against me.
Yeah. And then Shaman. This is an essential card to any deck for this ability. Setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw 6 cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. And you're especially going to want to use this guy after you've played Ultra Ball and some other cards to whittle your hand down to almost nothing. Often, you're going to be drawing 6 cards, and it doesn't count as supporter. It's a Pokemon that you play onto your bench, which is fantastic.
Also, the Sky Return attack is actually pretty good.
No,
for
it's not. It's
only
not at
for
all.
this card, though.
I've never actually used that attack because it's a horrible idea usually. But so Hoopa. So this is a great card to play Ultra Ball and get this guy out. You don't want to start with him.
Only for the ability.
Obviously, you don't want to start with him because he has high retreat cost, and we'll get to that later. There's a problem with this deck that I've run into. So he has the ability Scoundrel Rogue. Basically, when you play on from your hand to your bench, you can search your deck for 3 Pokemon EX and play them into your hand, which is great because I have a lot of EXs here. I have 4 Volcanions and the Flareon, and the Shamans too. So you can get 3 in any combination of those. It's great. Not good to start with, but there's ways to combat that. So now, I guess we'll just go into stadiums first off. A lot of people will play either Scorched Earth or Skyfield. I have a mixture, actually. I'm thinking of making it exactly half and half. 2 Scorched Earth and 2 Skyfield, or maybe even 3 Skyfield and 2 Scorched Earth. I feel like it's not bad to have more than 4 stadiums occasionally, especially against certain decks. But Scorched Earth is great. So once during a turn, you can discard Fire Energy, or I guess a Fighting Energy from your hand, and then draw 2 cards. That's great for getting energy in your discard pile, so you can get it back later. We'll talk about that as well. And also use Volcanion's Attack Power Heater to get it back from your discard pile into your Pokemon. And then Skyfield's great, because your bench normally fills out really quickly with this deck, because you're going to be playing Shamans, Hoopas, Flareons, Volcanions, Volcanion X's, the whole deal. Sometimes you can have almost a full bench with it, or like more than 5, let's just say that. And now to supporters. We'll just do supporters and energy, I guess. So, let's do energy. I think I run 12 energy. I might be wrong. No, I think it's 12. I think 12. Maybe a little bit more than what a lot of decks run. But this deck needs quite a bit of energy for all the attacks require energy. And also the abilities. So obviously, you're going to be wanting to play the standard full play set of 4 Sycamores. that is very important for everything. I also played 2 copies of Lysander, pretty standard. 3 copies of N. I played 2 until a while ago. 3 is very good. And Ninja Boy, this is kind of one of the first tech weird cards that you can run. So basically, you choose one of your basic Pokemon in play, and you search your deck for another basic Pokemon and swap it out with that Pokemon, and shuffle the other Pokemon into your deck. Great card, especially if you need a little bit of extra damage. You can switch out the Volcanion for a Flareon or a Volcanion EX and get more damage. And also, it technically removes the effect, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Oh yeah, and also, Volcanion's attack, which we'll talk about more in a second. 3, it's Volcanion Hate for 3, 130. This Pokemon can attack during your next turn. Well, I should just talk about that right now. Pokemon Ranger. I include 1 copy of Pokemon Ranger. It basically removes all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. So basically, you can remove that effect, so you'll be able to attack that turn if you've attacked last turn with the attack.
Also, it's really good if you're playing against Regice decks, because that ability does not work.
Technically, it ties in, especially since I'm weak to water. We've been testing without weakness, because this deck is not done yet. We'll talk about that in a second, but there's one major flaw I have. And this is sort of a placeholder card. It's a Blacksmith. It's a really good supporter. Attach 2 Fire Energy cards from your discard pile to one of your fire Pokemon. It's a great acceleration card. I probably will get rid of it for Float Stones, which I am missing because I can't get a hold of them for some reason, and they're worth like 80 cents. It doesn't make any sense. But this since this makes my deck expanded, I'll probably just get rid of it soon.
Or we also might get rid of a couple of these.
We'll talk about that in this. Well, let's talk about that now. That's the only tool I run right now. I play 4 Fighting Fury Belts, and it's a really, really good card. Everything in here is basic, so it works really well.
Everything up here is basic. There's no evolved anything.
No, not even megas or anything. So the basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 40 HP and stacks you 10 more damage. Great card for basics. It is amazing. But I'm eventually probably going to get rid of like 1 or 2 of these and some other stuff to get for Float Stones. It's your decision, but I would recommend having at least 2. And then 4 Ultra Balls, another staple. You want 4 of these so you can discard cards from your hand. It's a really long cycle because a lot of the time you're going to play more than half your hand, and you can Ultra Ball for a Shaman, play it down for 6. It's great.
Also, if you really want it for the Power Hero attack again, so you can just discard those 2 energies, get them back with Power Hero, and evolve. You can maybe attach it to Flareon or Volcanion.
It's kind of like
these 2.
It's kind of like a paradox.
No.
It's kind of like a paradox sort of thing almost. Oh, yes, so more staples here. I have 4 Verse Seekers. A central card for literally any deck. Put a support card from your discard pile into your hand. You want to play 4 of these. It's great late game when you exhausted your supply of good supporters. When you really need an N or a Sycamore late game, it's great. And 4 Trainer's Mail, another essential card. Some people run 3, but I would say run 4 in this deck. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal a trainer card you find there. Shuffle the cards back into your deck. Great card. So now, since this deck is pretty energy heavy, I have a couple more cards dealing with that. Oh, I forgot to talk about Fisherman. We'll talk about that in a second. So another energy acceleration card. Professor's Letter. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards. Put them into your hand. Great, especially not really for attachments, just for using Steam Up again, but or Scorcher, I guess.
Also, if you want to make this deck a tiny bit better, you can put a couple Battle Compressors to give her those energies for the Power Hero attack.
I wouldn't recommend it unless you're playing Expanded Volcanion, but that's kind of weird and awkward. That's why I'm saying I'm going to get rid of Blacksmith eventually. So, but I suppose it could work. Okay, so Energy Retrieval. Put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Again, great for reusing the ability. And also, I have 1 Switch-related card, Escape Rope, mainly because I don't have Float Stones. I could even take this out, but I would still recommend throwing in like an Escape Rope or Switch. It's decent. Which, if you don't know what this is, it's each player switches his or her active Pokemon with another his or her bench Pokemon, and then your opponent switches first, so you can kind of strategize a little bit. And I think the one card we didn't do yet is Fisherman, which is a porter. It's basically double energy retrieval. Kind of like Brock's Grid is like twice of what Super Rod does, but it's a supporter. Put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Great card. So this is the entire version. This is pretty much complete, and this is a very standard. This is a very standard kind of Volcanion deck that a lot of people would play. Pretty much exact same list, a lot of people. But the only things I would say you would change, maybe a little bit of differentiation with stadiums. But these are the 2 ones you want to play. But which numbers of each, or if you want to completely throw out one of them, is up to you. And also, I would throw in some Float Stones somehow. So I'll probably replace a Blacksmith and a Fighting Fury Belt or something like that. There's even some other options. I could probably get rid of like maybe even an N. It's up to you, but thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to probably be coming up with another deck profile pretty soon, or maybe even an unboxing video of some packs or a box or something like that.